What would a frozen dict be? A frozen set is a frozen set. A frozen list could be a tuple. What would a frozen dict be? An immutable, hashable dict. I guess it could be something like collections.named tuple, but that is more like a frozen keys dict, a half-frozen dict. Isn't it? A frozen dict should be a frozen dictionary. It should have keys, values, get, etc., and support in, for, etc. Update. There it is, this URL.
Python doesn't have a built-in frozen dict type. It turns out this wouldn't be useful too often, though it would still probably be useful more often than frozen set is. The most common reason to want such a type is when memoizing function calls for functions with unknown arguments. The most common solution to store a hashable equivalent of a dict, where the values are hashable, is something like tuple-sorted quarks.items. This depends on the sorting not being a bit insane. Python cannot positively promise sorting will result in something reasonable here. But it can't promise much else, so don't sweat it too much. You could easily enough make some sort of wrapper that works much like a dict. It might look something like it should work great.
Curiously, although we have the seldom useful frozen set, there's still no frozen mapping. The idea was rejected in PEP 416, at a frozen dict built-in type. This idea may be revisited in a later Python release, see PEP 603, adding a frozen map type to collections. So the Python 2 solution to this still seems to be the usual. In Python 3 you have the option of this. Now the default config can be updated dynamically, but remain immutable where you want it to be immutable by passing around the proxy instead. So changes in the default_config will update defaults as expected, but you can't write to the mapping proxy object itself. Admittedly, it's not really the same thing as an immutable, hashable dict, but it might be a decent substitute for some use cases of a frozen dict.
Assuming the keys and values of the dictionary are themselves immutable, for example strings, then
there is no frozen dict, but you can use mapping proxy type that was added to the standard library with Python 3.3.